So now that we know what complex numbers are, it's time to do some algebra on complex numbers. It's time to do some addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication operations on complex numbers. So I'll begin by showing you this remark here. Okay, so this is going to be very important. We'll begin with subtraction and addition. So if I have a complex number, say Z1, and this is like A1 plus B1I, and then we have another complex number Z2. Let's say that's A2 plus B2I. Okay, so if we are adding or subtracting, for that matter, Z1 and Z2, of course that's going to be A1 plus B1I, alright, plus or minus A2 plus B2I. And this is the most important part. When you're adding or subtracting two complex numbers, we always do these operations of addition or subtraction on the real parts and the imaginary parts respectively, or correspondingly for that matter. So in this case, we'll have the real part of the first complex number, Z1, is this and this, so that's the real part, and this is going to be A1. In the case of addition, it's going to be A1 plus A2, and then of course then I now come to the imaginary part, okay, plus, and that's going to be the imaginary parts, B1 plus B2, and then all these parts, remember, are imaginary. That's the case of addition, and of course the case of subtraction will obviously be the same, only that now we are putting the subtraction here. Now, of course, every time you're doing subtraction and addition, you don't even have to recall what this is. You can always do this from first principles, as you will see in the examples. So let's dig into these examples. Okay, so we have four complex numbers, Z1, Z2, Z3, and Z4. As you can see, four complex numbers, and we want to perform the following operations on these complex numbers. The first one will add the first complex number to the second, Z1 plus Z2. So let's see what that's going to be. We have Z1 plus Z2. This is going to be, I have Z1 as 3 plus 4i, that's the first complex number, Z1, and then we have Z2, which is negative 5 minus 2i. Okay, so remember, we add the real parts together and the imaginary parts. This is the case of addition, but even if you don't do that, you could just expand the brackets and collect like terms. It equally works the same. So you have 3 plus 4i, then plus, of course, this is positive, so it doesn't affect the negative here, so I have minus 5i minus 2i, and then if we collect like terms to, oops, this is not 5i, that's 5. Okay, so let's bring like terms together. So we have 3 minus 5, okay, plus 4i minus 2i, and then we have 3 minus 5, that's negative 2, and then 4i minus 2i, that's a 2i. Okay, so that's our first one. Let's do the second. For the second one, we have Z1 plus Z3. So we have Z1 plus Z3. Let's see what that is. So Z1 is 3 plus 4i plus Z3. Z3 is 6i minus 1. By the way, I could equally write this as negative 1 plus 6i, because that's the preferred way of writing complex numbers. We always begin with the real part and then the imaginary part, so be sure to catch that. But in this case, the order of writing the real and imaginary doesn't matter so much at this point. Okay, so we have 3 plus 4i, and then plus 6i minus 1. So let's collect like terms together. We have 3 minus 1 plus 4i plus 6i, and that's going to be 2 plus 10i. Alright. Okay, let's go to the third. We have Z2 minus Z3. So that's part C. We have Z2 minus Z3. And that's going to be Z2, which is negative 5. Negative 5 minus 2i. Negative 5 minus 2i minus Z3 is 6i minus 1, or negative 1 plus 6i. Alright, so let's open the brackets. We have negative 5 minus 2i. Okay, negative 5 minus 2i minus 6i. This and this, so that becomes plus 1. And then if we collect like terms together, we have negative 5 plus 1. Okay, minus 2i minus 6i, and finally we have negative 5 plus 1, that's negative 4, and then negative 2i minus 6i, that's negative 8i. Alright, we have 2 more to go, so let's go to part D. Part D, we have Z3 minus Z4. Okay, what's Z3? Z3 is 6i minus 1 minus, what's Z4? Z4 is 0 plus 3i. Okay, so I'll have only 3i. So that's 6i minus 1 minus 3i. And I'll have, so negative 1, then plus 6i. Okay, I'll just begin with 6i plus 3i, I think. So we have 6i minus 3i minus 1. And this is 3i minus 1. I could as well write this as negative 1 plus 3i. That's nicer. Okay, finally we have Z1 minus Z2 plus Z3. Okay, so we have 2 operations in one question. Let's do that. We have 3 plus 4i, that's Z1 is negative 5 minus 2i plus Z3 is 6i minus 1. Okay, so let's open the brackets quickly. We have 3 plus 4i minus and minus, that's plus 5 plus 2i plus 6i minus 1. Let's collect the real parts together and the imaginary parts together. So we have 3, that's the real part, and 5 and minus 1. Then the imaginary parts, we have 4i, 2i, and 6i. So 3 plus 5 minus 1, that's 7. 4 plus 2 plus 6, that's 12i. Okay, that's our final answer. Thanks for watching this video. Please share and subscribe to the channel for more. In the next video, I'll talk about multiplication and division, still under the algebra of complex numbers. See you.